All right. Good afternoon, Shamara. How are you today?
Doing well, very well. Yourself?
Fantastic. I'm doing good. Well, I've got your resume here in front of me. You have a very impressive background. So, I want to start by chatting about your most recent position with the state of Texas, Health and Human Services. Tell me a little bit about that position, what a typical day looked like for you in that role.
Well, of course, prior to moving here, it was a little bit different in the end than it was in the beginning. But my primary responsibility was to conduct inspections, investigations, and process applications for preschools.
Okay.
I was in charge of roughly, well, between 50 and 70 schools because once a year our area changed.
Okay.
Um, so I had between 50 and 70 schools that I was responsible for, where I would go out to the schools and conduct again inspections using Texas laws and regulations and investigations when something happened outside of those laws and regulations. The application process as far as like opening up, helping individuals open up the daycares in the area as well, and just kind of maintaining all the paperwork that went along with that. So
Fantastic. That was actually going to be my next question because it sounds like you did a lot of compliance work, maintaining files to make sure that everything was in order. Is that correct?
yes, very much so.
All right. And what computer software programs are you most proficient in?
I've worked with a lot of them. I mean, primarily Microsoft, of course. We use Word, Excel, a lot of SharePoint. Excuse me, was used to upload documents and things like that to a shared database for the state of Texas. So primarily that. But I don't even know if they have, I don't think they have Lotus anymore, but for the most part, again, Microsoft.
Okay, fantastic. All right. And then prior to that, you were an executive director at the Learning Experience. Tell me a little bit about that position.
So yes, actually the last three positions that I held, it's kind of I should say, Health and Human Services is the other side of the childcare realm, if you will. So as an executive director, I'm responsible for the preschool in its entirety. So again, very similar, making sure that laws and regulations are in compliance at the school. I manage the staff of, again, with the three schools, anywhere from 15 to at the learning experience, I had a staff of about 15 that I managed. And again, it's just compliance, maintaining, classrooms, communicating with teachers. I conducted training for my staff and also kind of partnered with the community on marketing events and just, trying to build enrollment in the preschool and again, paperwork. So
Okay.
maintaining, training records, maintaining staff files, child files, and things like that.
What is the most important thing to you about the next company that you work for?
I mean, I'm really looking for stability. I learned, fairly quickly, and so I feel like I can kind of adapt to anything. But stability, integrity, um, kind of a partnership, I guess, if you will, with supervisors and teammates, and just an overall positive environment.
Fantastic. Shamara, I'm going to go ahead and turn off the recording and chat with you about a couple positions if that sounds good to you.
Okay, sure, sounds good.